here with a couple gentlemen. The breakfast gang's joining us. We're the champion, of course, Trent. Today is. I said you're the most important one, baby.
I know.
Today we are sponsored clearly by Fleischman Salon. They've got all the hair care products you need to look like this guy. Even Tommy got the style. You got a cut. Everyone's looking sharp. Everybody with hair looking good today because of Erica Fleischman. Right now, they got a couple different bundles for you. They got the We Got You Covered bundle, which has everything. You got shampoo and conditioner to clean your hair. You got the growth gummy to promote hair health. And then you got the Day at the Beach spray, the paste, and the cream to style your hair. So it'll grow. It'll be clean, and you can style it. They also got the Boys of Summer bundle, which is the hair growth gummies and the styling products. I recommend you just get all your shit, because you're gonna need to wash your hair, you're gonna need to style your hair. Just get everything. Anytime you buy a bundle, you get 15% off, and then when you use the promo code KFC, you get another 20% off. So that's like 30-something% when you start doing the math. So you're gonna get all your hair care stuff at a great price delivered right to you. You don't have to go to the store, you don't have to worry about COVID, you don't have to buy this shit. It gets delivered right to you. You can look like this handsome motherfucker.
I don't know. I'm very nice so far. I'm feeling great.
Patty got the Fleischman treatment.
Pat got the treatment. I do need to make a recommendation with the bundles. Throw in an extra gummy.
Because you will eat them like candy.
Because you'll eat them like candy.
I'm
about to pop it like it's a snack.
They're delicious.
Yeah. We got the big Bavarian pretzel. We're drinking beers, but the fucking gummies are the best thing in the spread.
What happens if Large and I eat all of these? will it happen for me?
Hank did that once, right? Hank once ate a whole jar.
Did he really?
Hair was fucking coming out of his ears.
Hank looks great on Friday.
I think he just didn't. They're so good. I don't think he realized what they were.
No, he was just eating them like their fruit snacks. It's like, bro, you're getting like 900,000% biotin in your body right now. But Erica's been taking care of all of us for a long time now. They're sticking it out through COVID. They're still spending money with us. These products are what's keeping them open and in business. So if you have hair, or you want to grow your hair and you want it to look good, spend your money with them because they just spend their money with us, so we all take care of each other and your hair looks good. So
the sea salt spray, another one, these are things that they're obviously it's a men's salon. Casey uses both of these things.
Yeah, the girls can get in on that too.
They got the Fleischman scent to them. The shampoo and the conditioner, which are just bubble baths for your head, they're unbelievable. But you walk out of that shower, I don't have much of a sense of smell. I walk out and I just fucking know I smell delicious right away.
Go to FleischmanSalon.com. You can click shop at the top. Use promo code KFC, get 20% off, and the extra 15 for any of the bundles. It's FleischmanSalon.com/shop and get everything a la carte.
These are delicious.
They're fucking amazing, right?
If I took them into a movie, I'd be done with them.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's
right.
like,
absolutely.
Spread them around, boy. It's a snack. It's snack time.
It's
I just want my pubes to grow longer.
It just all your hair's growing, man. You can style it. You can wash it. You're good.
I want
I
that
don't
Rick
know if
James.
that's true. I don't think it works on the pubes. I still barely have any.
I want that Rick James. I want that Rick James in the pants. That's what I want.
What's going on with you? You can't smell it all and you don't have pubes?
There's a lot going on with me, Trent, but that's
that's the tip of the iceberg, brother.
I didn't know you couldn't smell
I
things
have
that well.
a really bad sense of smell.
Which is funny because his nose is enormous.
Yeah, people never believe me. They're like, well, then what's the point of that? Like, I don't fucking know, man.
The strong
it's
Roman
just
nose.
my classic Roman nose.
Classic Roman nose. He's been spinning that one for a long time. You got it too, right, Tommy? Yeah. Easy, Large. Yeah. Easy.
Smoke a cigarette in the shower.
So the reason that the Breakfast Boys are here is that obviously we're in a transition period here with the end of Sirius, but Gentleman's Friday has to continue. That's why we got the spread here with the giant Bavarian pretzels, which I have never seen outside of like the German beer gardens and the fancy movie theaters. You can get it there.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know that.
Where did you go to a fucking AMC
Stu
and buy one?
Leonard's.
Stu Leonard's.
You know Stu Leonard's, yeah.
You can you pop them in the oven yourself or something?
Pop them in the oven.
Wow.
And boom, they give you a little salt packet.
And they come out like just as good as when you're at the.
I'd argue that's one of the best I've ever had.
It's probably one of the better pretzels you're gonna try. And Clem introduced me to Stu Leonard's.
You totally cucked him.
And then he never knew who Clem was, and now he's best friends with me.
Mr. Leonard's fucking loves Large, and Clem got left in the dust.
Stu gave me a vest, like the good vest. It says Large on it and stuff. I said, you gotta get one for Clem. He put the logo upside down and spelled his name Clam. Fuck you, Clem.
That's amazing. Well, Jet Ski Za are traveling, so that's why we don't have the full breakfast gang, but we got Patty, we got Willie, and Large. They're gonna keep Gentleman's Friday going, and it's gonna be a lead-in to Friday Night Pints. So you can start you guys gonna do 1 hour, 2 hours? What do you know?
Probably an hour to start.
Hour to start, so you can start your Friday night with all of us.
It's gonna be longer. Like everything's up in the air. Like we
That's why I
wish
ask.
there was like a definitive plan B. We were just talking about it the other day. We want to do something particularly on Fridays. So that was our biggest listening day. And also we want to give an opportunity for me and Willie and Patty to still hang out. Do you know what I mean? Because Willie can't go on out and about. I can't go on.
Anything.
I can't go on.
You can go on going deep.
I can't go on going deep.
You can go on going deep.
But
You were
Look at me.
You was in Rudy.
How quickly we should start taking bets on how quickly this show's gonna be canceled. You guys doing it live.
Although
It's one of my biggest fears, and you got like times a million on me, brother.
Willie can be on Podfathers because
Yeah.
pregnant with his second.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'm
Congrats.
being a daddy.
Right.
Thank you.
So anyway, we need some way to stay together, and drinking on a Friday is the best way to do it.
But you guys
so
do
we're
best.
figuring out how to do it. And you were nice enough to say lead into us, just don't do it at the same time as us.
Yeah.
When I was asking your
That's all I
permission, and then so we're gonna try and figure something out.
So, I mean, you can start drinking with them, keep it moving with us through your Friday night. So go from a gentleman's Friday into your pints, and everybody's happy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you can't enjoy the Fleischman effect, but you once had that flow, baby. You know how it was. I mean, you know how it was.
I did. So I used to put it in my mouth, and the girls used to put beads in it and shit like that. So it was something else.
Large with flow was something.
Wait, I don't know if I know that.
Oh, wait, no, he's like, oh, let me see if I can do it. It's saved first on my camera. You had like almost like long hair, right?
Yeah, I used to get out of the shower, and I used to do that.
Many people said it was feminine.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Did you had the flow when you met Ann?
Yeah.
Some of
when
it? Not your peak powers, but
Well, yeah, I was just off peak when I met her, and then I took it down because I started to go, sort of like you're doing. I started to go bald on one side.
oh no.
Like a pizza wedge, and that's not true for you. So I started to part it to the other side, and then I started using a bodifying mist, and then I realized I was 28, so I just fucking
It's
did. So
over.
I've been 20 years bald. I shave it every day.
Only if you had the gummies.
I have the gummies. That's Willie.
Listen, they're not working miracles, all right, brother?
But like I let it go during the quarantine when we were meeting. Like Patty let his terrible beard go.
It was horrible.
Brandon Newman was just eating carbs, but they were like,
And that was
"Throw it
fucking,
in."
obviously.
Willie was leaving it in.
Just stop making kids. But now I'm like Sipowicz. It just kind of gets real dense here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
fucking.
You let it grow one time during the show, though, remember?
Yeah,
And you
but
dyed
it's-
it purple. You had like 6 hairs and they were all
dyed it-
dyed purple.
Right,
He had
yeah.
the Hulk Hogan shit. You know Hulk Hogan got the drape?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you bailed. Like you didn't want to go. Like you didn't want
I
to
went
die
on
a
my
slow
own
death.
terms. Yeah, I went on my own
Yeah.
terms, so I went through, and I happen to have a regular looking head. I know a lot of people don't know how ugly your heads are until
I
you
do.
shave it, right?
Yeah.
Like you have a regular head,
Yeah,
right?
I got a regular head.
Yeah,
You got a good head.
But no,
I
like,
got a scar up there, but other than that, yeah.
but I mean,
nice head.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I think like if you go down, you might be like, oh my god, I didn't know I was so fucking weird looking.
Well, there's also a huge difference.
I definitely have a bad head. The back of my head is like alien shit.
Yeah.
Tommy, congratulations.
On the head?
No, definitely not the head. The champion of surviving Barstool.
Thank you.
Last night's winner.
Cheers, Tommy. Really
10K
happy.
to Tommy.
Thank you.
All the drinks are on him today. Your dream came true, bro.
Nobody paid for a drink tonight. Yeah, no, it was awesome. The game started 2 Friday night pints ago, for being honest. We were all
Yep,
sitting here,
that's
like
right.
pre-game, like, yeah, that's when I kind of started making sure people weren't thinking of me as a target. And
And you
it
laid
was
that out
awesome.
thick because
Oh,
you remember, and also what you got mad at me about this morning was just a repeating of one of yours. Like you were here being like, well, I know no one's gonna let me achieve my dream.
Yeah.
Well, that was part of the game.
Well, I understand
Yeah.
that, but it was also like
Tommy's been playing the game for like 6 months.
I've been playing the game since the second I knew it was announced. I was
Yeah.
going around, people like Kelly's, should I watch like a season of Survivor? Nah, like it's not gonna be that.
You know what an idol is?
I didn't want anyone else knowing what the game was, and I didn't want anyone else thinking I was a threat because I knew. And yeah, if it was a different cast, it could have been different. But I looked at the cards I was dealt, and I played my hand.
Yeah, I feel like
accordingly.
you played down to your competition well. It's like you didn't.
Yeah, like I would never play that way in Real Survivor.
Right.
Like you can't. Like
Well,
I
anybody
basically.
who shows they have an idol is gonna get forced to use an idol, pretty much, right?
Yes, right.
So,
Like-
nobody ever is like, I have the idol, and then you.
If
don't
they
have
knew
to
the
use it.
show,
It's
they would have
insane.
split votes on me and Za. I would have
Right.
had to play.
Right.
But
Right.
I felt confident enough when I talked to everyone beforehand,
they
where
were-
like I do feel like I had a good read on people. It was like this
Yeah.
person's not lying.
Well, I also think what's interesting, and it won't happen again, I don't think. I think like day one, people were like, making a video for work, and day 2
Yeah, I was
it was like
never making
no.
a video for
But
work.
I think
I
some
didn't care if there
people,
were cameras or not.
right. I think people got serious a little late, you know, like
Yeah,
not
like-
that they weren't taking it serious, but like. I think everyone voted for Dave because it was just like, get rid of the fucking Chicago guy, you know, when it should have been like, well, wait a minute, you know? So I
I've
think.
never watched an episode of this.
Yeah,
You'd love,
so,
everybody would love it. Literally
yeah,
everybody.
honestly, once I got a
I just
taste of it,
prefer
dude,
sports.
I'm
You
fucking
definitely like it.
hooked.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like sports in a way. Like, it's got to cut
Every
through.
time I watched it on CBS, it was like some dude that looked all sandy. He was sitting on a rock, and
We
like
know.
it was the
Do they
intro.
make you? Do they feed you?
I was just like, it's not in for
On
me.
Survivor?
Yeah.
You get like rice and beans, and then if you win rewards. But like people get emaciated.
Skinny.
By the end of the game, they lose like 30, 40
Emaciated.
pounds.
Right.
You
Yeah,
should've
really?
let you guys-
Yeah.
you should've let you guys-
Yeah.
We should do that.
Yeah. Imagine that. You guys as a duo
No,
in
they,
Survivor.
yeah, they don't get
Willie and Lon.
You guys should do Naked and Afraid. You know that
What?
one? They just set you out in the
No, they
desert.
should not.
He'd be naked.
I mean, we are now like a reality TV company. Basically, we can do
anything's
our
on
own.
the table. Anything's on the table.
That's really that's a great
You
thing.
know what was the toughest part about watching everybody go through the game was like, so we was doing breakfast, and 2 days Za was like beat the shit.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
you could tell he
Everyone
didn't
doing their
shower,
full-time jobs.
his
Wow.
hair, everything. He was all. I was like, man,
mad.
he was cranky.
Yeah.
He's a cranky little fuck anyway, but he was like extra cranky.
Yeah.
And then one day I walked in, he looked like he stepped out of the salon. I was like, he got canceled. he was like, so you
I
got
do think there was an air of relief when he
right,
left.
but
so-
everybody on the outside, you kind of had to like keep your mouth shut, like.
Yeah, for sure.
I was
stunned.
surprised things didn't get spoiled.
So
Yeah.
I think White Sox Dave might have slipped a couple times on radio, but other
Did
than
he?
that,
Yeah. He I do believe the 2-2-1 vote was. I think we did not find that out till pretty late.
Yeah, no, that was, and because in my head, and you asked me about it, I was
When
like,
I asked you guys, I had no idea.
I was like,
but
well, Real Survivor, like if that was the case, they would have had to do the revote on Friday.
Right,
because
before
the only time
you
there was
see
a tie in
anything.
Survivor, like you
Yeah.
got to do it before, because you're not influenced by what you see on the show.
But I kind of like that she like.
Right, well, this is a completely different show.
Why do we keep talking about this
of course it was
Survivor
entirely
everyone's talking about? I don't know what you
But
mean.
yeah, so I like in my head, I was like, well, there's no way that happened.
Yeah, you
and
were
then it
so
just
confident.
did.
You were like that didn't happen.
Is there anybody you hated during the whole process? Like I've grown a new hate for somebody.
No. I mean, I could see if like people in the game, like, I mean, to me it's a game. Like, knowing the show, like it was always a game. Like people vote me out, I wasn't gonna hold a grudge, and I hope people don't hold a grudge.
Well, it's like
against
one of
me.
those games where you call everyone dumb.
Yeah, I mean, but I did that. I never was an asshole to people's face during the game. I was never like, you're an
Shoot
idiot, I'm
behind
gonna
their
vote
back
you
on
out
camera.
tonight.
But- and
I played it
also-
up for the cameras because I'm trying to get on Real Survivor, and I wanted to
Yeah.
play that villain edit role.
Tommy, you couldn't last 4 days in an office.
Yeah, so I
How
feel...
you gonna do 38?
You want to talk about emaciated? I saw Tommy walking around on the 4th day. It looked like he was on day 30 of
Yeah,
actual
It was
Survivor.
bad. But
He
think
was
about
like
the fresh
sick.
air and
Lips.
water if I'm on a beach, you know?
Yeah.
And maybe I wouldn't have a
There was a
sinus
whole
infection.
segment about how your lips were like
Yeah, I don't
they're
know what
decaying.
happened.
They turned
Yeah.
blue.
I know.
I do.
Oh,
I
that was-
leave that week feeling more confident in my Survivor gameplay and less confident in my survival ability.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Like literally surviving on an island.
So I had an idea after Nick got Venmo'd like a motherfucker from Team Nick. So I want to now just do like an original game show. Like we just come up with our own one.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, if people are that inclined to Venmo any money, if we could somehow along the way, you have all the viewers continually Venmo to build a pot.
Oh, wow.
And so Tommy has a good night, like he does the Idol thing, or whatever this new game show is. And Team Tommy's like, that was fucking awesome. Like, I'm gonna donate $1, $5, $10, whatever, because I want the pot for him to potentially be big.
And then the winner of the show gets all the pots.
Yes, and then there's like a lottery ticket for one person in the audience to get like half or 25K or whatever. So you donate to the show, but you
With a
also enter in the
chance.
running to win like 10K. And if the show's fucking huge and people get into it, the pot could be fucking enormous.
This
Right.
is
That's brilliant.
That's like,
Are weapons
The only
involved?
question is what is the game?
Yeah. So then that's the prize, and I do like.
So if Tommy
Extra
got voted
pickle in
off,
the shower.
Let's
How
say
about
Tommy
that?
was the second person voted off. He has to give his entire pot.
I think it might just be
rolls over.
one pot almost, where it's just like if someone in the team in the show that might work too.
like a
Because
continuous
then, like if you get to certain milestones, then you get certain
Yeah.
rewards.
Well, then you're going to want to
And then
vote
that's
people
why-
off who have the biggest pots.
Right. 'cause
Right.
Then,
So
you
then-
have to
so
choose
you-
who you give it to.
But then,
Right.
but then, if you want to win the biggest pot, you don't want to be voting. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
It,
Like
it
you
will
want
be-
people, you want to play well But then if you play too well, you have the biggest pot, and then
Exactly.
that makes you a target.
So it's each individual. I thought you
And
meant
then-
like
so-
just
well,
one
that's
big
what I was
pot,
thinking.
and like the more people get into it, the more they donate.
So that's what I was thinking, and I think that could work too. But if it's like Tommy did something good, I want to donate to Team Tommy. But then if Tommy gets voted out, he's got to put all his money into like the bank or something.
It's like LCR.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
A real life
and then you're basically fucking
dice
someone
game.
over. Like you should
know.
choose whose pot
Too
it's
much
going
to explain here.
Yeah.
So
right.
if I want to fuck Nick
That
over,
next person's getting
I
voted
put
out.
it in him,
Yes.
and everyone's like, well, no,
and then
I want Nick's
fucking
pot.
White Sox Dave walks away with like
Why does
250
it a millionaire?
Yeah, right.
You'll never see him again.
What I liked about Surviving Barstool or any other shows that are similar is the idea, you got to do well, but then the jury, you can't.
Right.
You can fuck people over, but then you get fucked over in the end. It kind of reverses, So if there's something like that where the money flips, but now that I saw like how many, I'm addicted to that. Like I never watched it either. Now I want to go watch like every season.
It is.
I'm
Being
gonna
in it, I
go
was
back
like,
just
this is
because
sick.
Tommy won. I was like, if he can win, I can win.
It is season 28 on Netflix. Everyone check out my watch guide. But if you want to be hooked by one season, I would start. Like it's just a great game. Like it is like
good, like,
truly
mental-
the greatest human social. It's a social game more
Do
than
the
a strategic
contestants hook up with each other?
Yeah, sometimes.
Like they're
one of
fucking
the
on
most
the
famous
beach?
married couples ever from the show. Well, not ever. Like
In humanity.
In Tommy's world, that was
Yeah.
true.
Tommy's world, that's
But
absolutely
yeah,
true.
that there was a live proposal at a reunion show.
Oh,
like
really?
it's just a great game of like human interaction, and I think obviously playing it here with the characters we have adds a new level to it. But you could play the game with random people from anywhere. and I
Right,
think
it works. Yeah.
I mean, Smokes, you remember shot? When Trent was on fucking Bachelorette, you can be on Survivor.
Yeah, I mean, Trent wasn't the Bachelor.
Not to say that you can't be, right?
Not to say I didn't want to be.
real survivor.
I'll tell you what, I didn't ask for it. That's why I didn't get it. I
just
just
Eat
wanted
some
saying,
fucking
like,
gummies
I
and
want-
get in there.
I want to be the luggage guy.
that
That's
was
what I wanted to
awesome,
be.
but I'm saying like it would be an equivalent of me being testing out a challenge in Survivor.
Yes.
Like you weren't
Yeah.
a contestant on the Bachelorette.
Right.
But you was on
But
set,
it was
though.
awesome.
Yes, I
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I got
Who-
the
Trent,
chance
I
to do
love
all
you.
this reality
You're
show.
my loved one.
You're my loved one. I feel like I was part of the victory last night.
We had a couple other ideas. We had one called Playing Straight. Do you remember that one? You were pretty fucked up with it. Yeah.
Is that a running joke?
Yeah. So Playing Straight was like you have 5 gay guys, 5 straight guys, and the gay guys act like they're straight, and then the girls have to pick who's gay and who's straight.
What a fucking show!
Yeah.
I am in.
You can't tell Patty's gay
I
if
was
he
gonna
drinks.
say, guess who
Right.
fucking gets picked gay before Pat does?
There's a lot of guys here. The girls might go 0 for 5 on both. You know what I mean?
That is a show. I
Right.
host it.
Yeah, right. Imagine. And then we did for Money or Love, where you go on the show and you have to decide in the beginning: do you want a cash prize or are you here for love? And then you almost have to you vote there's a guy or a girl who picks people based on I think you're here for money, you're out, you're here for love, you stay. But then when you get to the end, you have to pick whatever you picked in the beginning. So if you actually fell in love, it's you can't do it, whatever it was. But there's something between money, gay guys, straight guys, money, love.
You gotta
Venmo.
kiss?
Wait, these are all ideas from last night.
Kiss.
You gotta kiss.
You gotta kiss each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
Off
just fuck
camera,
on
though.
camera. You'll get $100. You get $1 million if you just blow this guy right here on camera.
Man, that's a hard
Prove
sell.
it.
John, would you do
Depends who you're talking
Surviving
to.
Barstool? I saw your name getting thrown around.
I don't know why my name's getting thrown around so much. I think it's because I just
Wait.
live like a piece of shit anyway.
I'll take one too.
San
I'll
Miguel,
take one
too.
too.
Finest.
Like
The
when
breakfast
everyone-
guys are all.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get this game going.
When everyone was saying that, like I only slept an hour last night, I only slept 2 hours last night, I would just sleep for 7 hours.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't be hard for me at all.
Would you
Yeah.
want
And
Just
I
a
don't
new-
eat healthy,
new glass.
and
Yeah.
I would do pretty
do that.
good on it, I think. But
Just in case you wanna use
I
some.
don't know how entertaining I would be.
Yeah.
I
It
don't
all
know.
depends
I think
on
I'd be bad at
who you're.
I think I
against.
would be too. I
Yeah.
think.
Like it's impossible to predict. Oh, I'd be good at it. Like it depends who's on your.
Hey,
truck, or,
bartender,
like,
what
who's
the
in your
fuck? You
group.
leaving us dry over here.
But things that you were thinking of,
Trent, can you get us some beers?
Oh,
KFC's
sorry,
working.
sorry.
Do something.
what do you want?
He's not used to this.
I think you need to. It's like you need real wild cards. Like you need the White Sox days.
I mean,
of
if
the
you
world
did
involved.
Rico Bosco and Jeff Nadeau, that's
Nate,
it. Just
hello.
cover
Really,
it.
I feel
Yeah.
like
Nate
I'm
and
the
Smitty?
wild card. You just
You
know
know
exactly what you're gonna
Yeah.
You know what's gonna
Yeah.
happen?
You're pretty chill.
Thank you.
Dave's gonna see the success of this, and he's gonna go, okay, let me reach into my bag and pull out some of the OG rivalries. It's gonna be a Nate Smitty.
Yep.
It's gonna be a
Jeff
maybe
Nadeau,
Rico and Rico.
That was. I mean, I said that to all you guys the night that we wrapped. I was like, someone's gonna win, someone's gonna lose, but you guys just did something that's fucking amazing. And just know when season 2 comes along for 10 times the prize, that's just how it goes. You fought Rough and Rowdy for how much? 5 grand?
10 grand.
10 grand.
Billy's
It's
got
10x.
100.
It's literally 10x.
Yeah.
Now,
The money
granted,
50.
Granted, you fought like a bigot hillbilly, which is no joke, but
He's 5'3".
Yeah, you
I'm
fought
saying
a
he's stocky, but he's 5'3".
Well,
Billy,
The height's
Billy
on board.
football
Right.
is now fighting
Powered
a
by hate.
270-pound,
It's
man who's
so
been on
good.
steroids for the last 30 years.
Yep. Yep.
So
He said he breeds soup. Did you see the clip of him on Madonna?
no.
Talking about Madonna in the PMT interview.
Yeah.
No.
Big Cat goes, "Is it true you turned down Madonna?" He goes, "Yeah." They go, "Well, why?" He goes, "Well, I didn't find her attractive." And they go, "Why?" He goes, "Because women want me for my kids. I breed superhumans."
Wow.
And he was dead serious that he breeds superhumans.
I mean, I don't.
How many kids does he have?
But it's all
Josie's kind
I'm
of.
not
Yeah,
against it. I mean, I'm
Also,
for it.
Willie's, yeah.
I mean, I said the
I
same
didn't-
thing. I
yeah, I
said, what
didn't-
if your kid doesn't, like we were talking about when my kid was playing high school sports, and so we were talking about it. I was like, Willie, what would you do if your kid wasn't starting? He's like, I don't have to worry about that. My kid's going to start. I said, but what if he isn't? He's like,
I mean,
don't
you're
know
not
about
even
that.
considering the possibility that your son's like, Dad, I want to play the violin.
All right, and then you have to get a job.
Get the fuck out of this house.
Yeah.
Play violin at the car wash.
Do you have any apprehension about CTE and shit like that?
With what? Football?
Playing football.
Well, I believe that I don't believe in pop warming. I've always said that, even when I was playing.
too early?
I don't. The brain still needs to develop.
Right.
And let's be honest. If you got a kid, I've seen this a million times. You teach a kid how to, tackle, run his feet on contact, wrap up, do all that shit. As soon as the lights come on and it's live bullets, he's gonna lower his head. He's gonna protect himself,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, you gotta save the kid from the kid.
Yeah.
If I run at you, you're either gonna run at me, dodge me, or just
Brother.
take me on,
Brother.
right? But that's
I'd be doing like the grizzly bear thing. Like, ah!
but it's human instinct. So I think to make these kids, and some kids do it right, and some kids just don't. So
Yeah.
I think protect the kid.
But the physicality of you, right?
Yeah.
Like the sheer size of you. It gave you the luxury of not starting till a later date. But
Correct.
kids
Yeah.
now, like
You
me
gotta get going.
raising a teenage kid, his friends have been playing since the womb.
Yep.
Like as soon as they were able to hold a helmet on their head, they're playing. So I think that your son, by not playing, if he doesn't have the
Sure.
attributes of you, if he's got your spirit but your wife's body,
Correct.
then he's going to be behind the eight
Motherfucker.
ball by the time he jumps into it.
Yeah.
You know, it could be the sickest fucking athlete.
Just
Fast
experience
switch
it
and all
all,
that
yeah.
stuff. So it's something that I think it's changed the game.
I've been to.
Also, by the way, you got a long way to go. 20
No
more years
question.
from this,
Listen,
it's
and to the largest point, my kid made them worth the shit, right?
Right.
I've seen it. But on the
I
flip
saw the scouting reports though. He's good. He's got good language.
but
We were talking about before we went live.
I was gonna say this, but I've seen kids get annihilated.
Yeah.
Like I've seen kids get wiped the fuck
Blown
out in
the
the
fuck
field.
up.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's some kids who are just from the womb. They're born to kill. And there's
Yeah.
other kids who are out there because they want to look live on the gram. And there's other kids who are out
Yeah.
there because the family wants them out there. The kids that are out there from, they're ready to kill from the womb, they're hunting. They don't
Yeah.
give a fuck if they just want to contact and they're knocking your kid out and you just have to
That's
deal
it.
with it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
if you,
What age were you like, oh, I can fucking run this shit?
I didn't play high school. I only played high school football.
But like when you started in high school,
When I
you were
knew
like,
I was
I'm
going-
fucking, I'm legit.
I
Or was it
so I
like
was moved
posture?
up.
Was it
I was
like-
moved. No, I was moved up to varsity when I was a sophomore in high school, and I was beating seniors up, and then I was just like,
That's
oh, okay.
sick.
But you said
That's
you
gotta
didn't
be
know you were
sick.
even going to go pro until
I
like
never-
your
yeah,
senior year of college. You were like, a coach sat you down and was like,
Correct.
oh, fuck.
Correct. I never thought about the pros. It wasn't until my senior year. I was actually getting ready to take the. I was about to get into law enforcement. I was like, man, I wanted to do the DE test. I wanted to do something.
Man, imagine if
And
kicking in
then
your
fucking.
door. I could be fucking innocent. I'd be like, oh.
Well, on the island, I was
Body
bouncing
cavity
3
exam?
jobs.
Look at that finger.
I was bouncing 3 jobs. I was bouncing Minnesota's Bridgeview, and then another spot around the corner from Adelphi. All the security were cop guys. They were cops, so so they were doing it kind of for extra money. So I was always
Right.
around them, and they were kind of like, "Yeah, it's easy. Take the test, stay in shape, da 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 da." So my mind was in that mind frame, and then I was struggling to fucking pay $500 rent. So I was just like, man, I gotta get the bag. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't go home and ask mom for shit. So
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking
Oh,
about
why
the
don't you go be a
league.
pro athlete?
And then
Fucking asshole.
my coach was like, "Hey, you need to start taking this serious." I was just like, "Well, give me rent money." Like,
Yeah.
I'm about
how
to
it
graduate. I'm about to get the fuck out of here. He was like, "No, take it serious." And then I started kind of training, and the scouts and everything starts, and then it was just
So that's
Round
quick.
did you get drafted?
4th round, 131.
Want to
Did you know you were getting drafted?
No, not at all. I didn't think I had
And
a
then how
shot.
long? I mean, you had a long career, right?
Yeah, I played long. Got a Super, been to 2 Super Bowls, got one. so.
Right. I mean, that's like, it's
You're
crazy to be
That's
like.
so awesome.
But it's such a weird
So
sport.
awesome.
It's such a large roster. There's so many positions, both sides of the ball. It's like if you're gonna make it to the league in basketball, like you know what I mean. 2 rounds,
From a young
5 guys
age,
on the
too.
court at once. Like, you know if you're going to be top, like, 1%, whatever. The fact that you're, like, late into college being like, I might be a bouncer
Well,
or
I
I
had
might be a
seen-
Super Bowl champion is fucking what?
You know what it was? I had seen so many guys who I thought were superior to me. And the guys who I played against was like, man, this guy's going to play a long time. When I was in Hofstra, I was getting ready for the season, those guys were getting cut for training camps and coming back to school to train. And I'm like, what are you doing back? Man, I got cut. I didn't make it. So in my head, I was constantly seeing it from a freshman, sophomore, junior. And I'm like, this dude was a 3-time All-American. If he fucking can't make it, how am I? And then, so my mom was like, man, I got to get this money. I got to find how to survive. And then when I started talking to scouts, and it was like, man, you got something here. You just got to, don't get locked up. You know what I mean? 'Cause I was bouncing and I was fighting. I was coming home with scars. Like, He was like, don't be that guy.
Was
And
there
so-
anything else that, like, made you jump to another level, though? Or was it just, like, get your head on straight and just kept your head down? Because then, obviously, you go play for, like, a Super Bowl champion. You got to be fucking good.
Man, the first time, I tell the story every time when you go to Pittsburgh, man, I got drafted, they pick you up in a school bus, a yellow school bus. It's no fancy shit. And it's me, mind you, it's me, Santonio Holmes, Cedric Coombs at the time, he's running back for Virginia Tech, Willie Reed, who played for Florida State, about 14 of us. We're on this fucking school bus, and I had just watched Santonio Holmes beat Notre Dame. So I'm like, fuck, Santonio. So I'm kind of like, don't be a bitch, right?
You're like
Like,
a little starstruck,
can't be
though?
fanboys or
Yeah,
homeboys. You guys,
yeah,
like, don't be that guy. I'm just
Right.
an option. Nobody give a fuck.
Right.
And so when we landed there, pick you up the school bus, they take you to the facility. It's like, it's fucking the door opens. It's like, all right, get in there, get your stuff, check in. We had our first meeting, man, and I'm sitting in the room. You kind of do 2 days with the rookies and stuff, and you kind of get acclimated. Then the vets come back, and they kind of check you all in together. And I hadn't seen Bill Cowher then. Bill Cowher wasn't there. And I'm in the back, and they had just won a Super Bowl. They had just beat Seattle in Detroit. That was Jerome Bettis' last game. And I'm sitting in the back, and it's fucking like Troy Polamalu walking, it's Hines Ward, it's Ben. And they had just won the Super Bowl, and they had a whole offseason, so they hadn't seen each other till that very moment. So it was like I don't know if you've ever been to jail, but it's like walking into the yard with a bunch of motherfuckers who know each other, just bumping Super Bowl and fucking. And so they were so fired up, and I'm just sitting there like, oh shit. Joey Porter walks in with no fucking shirt on, do-rag, dip, and James Harrison walks in. I'm like, this shit is live. And Bill Cowher walks in. And fuck it, bro, I swear to God, I'm sitting there. The place is rowdy as fuck. Everybody's laughing, talking about bitches and money and where the fuck they was doing in the offseason. And I'm sitting here like, oh shit, this hold on, motherfuckers. Bill Cowher walks in, bro, and it was like a golden aura around his whole fucking body. And as soon as he walked in the door, the whole place was beep, like quiet. It was like he demanded that. And I remember everybody was just like laughing, talking. It was just like, and he sat down and he stood up in front of the team. He was just like, we're Super Bowl champs. We got a target on our back. Let's go to work. And he lifted his chin, bro.
That fucking
He looked, and the whole room was just like, you tell, like the intensity, like. And so I'm sitting there like, oh shit. And he walks back out the fucking room, and it was just like, oh, we were working, and everybody was just grinding. And that was just kind of like my introduction, and I was just like, holy shit. And then training camp, my first one-on-ones, I got in a fucking fist fight. You know what I mean? And so it was just like, because I was just so like terrified of feeling like I didn't belong there. Like I was so like, you could have fucking blew in my ear, bro. I probably would have stabbed you. I was just so fucking on edge. And I just fucking fought my way onto the team.
And then next thing you know, you're at Monday Night Raw wearing an all-time outfit.
Fucking DX talking about suck it, bro.
So good.
Crazy.
Fucking suck.
Super Bowl, bro.
That's better than the Super Bowl, is being out there with Triple H doing this.
Similar story for me with Wall Street.
I bet there is some level of that. No, we're like, but like, is there anything, is it anything like, oh, that dude clears like fucking $1 million a year? Like,
every time Willie and I talk about something, we talk about it how there's a direct parallel to everything that he went through and everything that I went through.
Right.
Whether it was his rookie dinner, where all of a sudden the rookies had to whack up the bill, and then he's a kid who's coming from the
And it was
Bronx.
60
I'm seeing the
grand.
theme, Willie.
And it was 60 grand.
Yeah, so it's
Jesus
his
Christ.
first time out of fucking the tri-state area. Well, he'd never left the tri-state area, and he's going to.
Kids from the Bronx, we don't leave the fucking Bronx.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you went to City Island, but you needed a passport to get the. And then so I got stuck with there was all those kind of parallels and shit like that,
Yep.
but his were with very muscular dudes, you know, and mine were
Yeah,
guys who could fucking.
his parallel was prison. Yours was like a corporate dinner. Did I tell you the story? When I worked on the NYMEX for a summer, I got invited to one dinner, and I had my buddy had just gotten. I was in college, so you know when you're. Maybe I'm just a sucker, but everybody went to college and they all came home with the urban legend stories. You know what I'm talking about? Like, we dropped acid and we thought we saw a troll, and then we wake up in the morning and there was a baby. You know that one?
No, I think I've heard it from you before.
So, like, yeah, like, two of my friends, both from different colleges, came home and told me the same story. So I was like, oh, this one's bullshit. The story was like a bunch of freshmen did fucking LSD or acid for the first time. They all had this wild trip where they found a gnome out in the woods and were playing with it. And they woke up being like, whoa, that was a crazy trip. And there's a fucking baby that they like. It wasn't a trip. It wasn't a gnome. They had kidnapped a baby.
Yeah.
And I hear these stories. And I'm like, college is crazy, man. So this one dude told me another story, and this came from like my best friend. It would be like if you fucking did it to me, right? I remember going back to him being like, so that story was fake. Huh? And it was, and just really quickly, it was like this person had the dog sit for the weekend. The dog dies. She eats a pan of brownies or something. The dog dies, and she has to get it to the vet. And she doesn't have a car, so she puts it in a duffel bag and gets on the bus to go to the vet. And she's struggling with the bag, and a guy starts helping her, and he's like, "What's heavy? What's in this?" And she was like, electronics, like a TV and some stereo, like it says expensive shit." And the story goes like he knocks her over and steals the bag, and it's got a fucking dead dog in it. So like my best friend tells me the story, and I don't even think about how stupid it is, but I'm telling it to all the guys on the floor, and they're loving it. They're like, come over here. You know, the idiots who are believing are like, the new kid's got a great story. So now I'm like telling it. I'm like, hey, like, I'm in now. I'm finally. I spent the whole summer like somebody's bitch. So I was all of a sudden like, all right, I'm in. Then I get invited to a dinner, and guys at the time who I thought were like big deals, they were probably like 25, you know? Yeah. But he was like, Kevin, why don't you tell that story like you were telling everyone? So I'm like, all right, like it's comedy hour again. Tell the whole story, and then like they call me out in front of everyone, being like, yeah, it's fucking fake, you dumbass. And I was like, oh no! Like, you know, a college kid who just, I wanted to literally crawl in a hole and die. If I ever see that guy, I'll probably kill him.
That one happened to us with, I think we did it on a KFC Radio where we were like, the kid, like, I think it was one of my friends who told me the story that when her friends went abroad in college, and then it was the massage.
The cannibal.
The cannibal massage.
Yeah.
And, like, I just thought it was, like, I was like, yeah, this happened to my friend's friend or whatever, and, like, they were away in Australia or some Eastern European country, where the fuck they were, and she was getting a massage, and then when she got home, she realized it was becoming a really bad rash, and then, like, they went to the doctor, and the doctor's like, this is actually, like Epsom salt or whatever.
Yeah, it's like a treatment that cannibals put on your skin when they're about to like eat you.
Gotcha.
And it was like, she just thought she was about to get eaten, and we were like, that's crazy. Then I think we said on the podcast, I think we said on radio.
Yeah.
And people were just like, yeah, no, we've all heard that story.
All heard that story from different people.
And
I don't know
I was
how
like,
those ones like make the rounds.
Why'd the bitch tell me that?
Right, right. And yeah, because that one I think ends like she called. She was studying abroad, like you said, hooked up with a guy. She dodged the bullet. And she called the police. They went to like the apartment, and there was like bodies. Everywhere. He was ready to eat like a whole fucking legion of people. None of them are real. None of them are real. People just get like, they go out, they drink too much, they fuck, they puke, and that's it. There's no cannibals, there's no gnomes, there's no fucking dead dogs. None of these stories are real. But you're so dumb and gullible.
But Marilyn Manson had his ribs removed, though.
Also,
that's real,
a
right?
That one's real.
It's
That's
also
what you
good
said
just
today,
to
right?
have.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Like I'm just happy that even like I'm only mad that I was told that story after learning that I was dumb for telling it.
Yes.
Like I don't mind you telling me a fake story. It's entertaining.
No, yeah, I just don't want to pass it up.
Yeah, no, I don't want to repeat.
I love a fake story, you know, keep me entertained. But I just want to be the asshole in front of a bunch of like Wall Street guys at a
I
fucking
don't even
dinner.
know what's real and what's not.
I think it's
Because
like
I have so many old stories, and
You
I
can't
make
even
them a
tell
little
anymore?
bit. I make them a little bit better every time.
Yeah,
Like the
a little bit
buffalo-
of embellishment.
I came in third in an amateur buffalo wing eating contest. I tell people, I think I'm up to 55 wings that I ate. I don't know how many wings I ate.
You came in 14th,
I
right?
came in third, but I might be saying second now. I came in third legitimately. It's somewhere, and I got, tapes, so this isn't a fucking, but I think I ate like 25 or 30 wings. I think in 10 minutes, and that's not that impressive. It's fucking impressive, though. If you're
How much did you weigh though?
Well, around this weight.
Oh, it would have been hella
Super
impressive if you was
fucking
like
weight.
super skinny and you
Yeah,
powered
I was a
up.
little bit skinnier than this. But now I think I'm up to being second. I think I ate 50.
75 in the gold medal here coming real soon.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the Brian Scalabrine after the Celtics won in 07. They were like asking him, like, is it still as special, like, since you didn't play at all?
Which is a dickhead.
Yeah, it's a
I hated that.
It's
I'm
a
like,
real
bro,
fucked up question.
I would've slapped
And
him.
Scal was like, well, I mean, like, yeah, right now I didn't play, but in 5 years I'll be telling my friends that
I hit through two big
you know,
threes.
I got some like garbage time minutes, and then in 15 years I'll be telling my daughters that I was a starter, and then in 35 years I will tell my grandkids that I hit that Ray Allen shot.
It's so true.
Dude, one of my favorite things that Scal ever did, I'm sure you love this from like a pro athlete point of view, where he just would wax regular dudes. He would just show up at the park and be like, everybody's got their
Scal
jokes, let's
fucking-
go. And he would just put
different with
buckets
football.
on them, man.
Like, the only reason I put in my work is put my hands on you. Like, it's not me doing the mirror drill playing
Well,
defense.
would you
Just go
would you
block
go
people
half
at the park.
Would you go half speed? We used so there would be hedge fund guys that would pay out the ass to be in fantasy baseball
Yeah.
with the Yankees. They would pay tens of thousands of dollars
You would
to
do
wear the
I would.
pinstripes.
Yeah, this was like a
And they
Mickey
play-
Mantle, right?
Yeah,
We're going there?
they
Yeah.
play against like Willie Randolph and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And everybody would take it easy on him, except for Goose Gossage. Goose
Yeah,
Gossage would be like brushing back
Fucking-
60-year-old Jewish hedge fund people. Goose Gossage's like, you're not fucking gonna hit off me. Like he was a sick
Yeah,
fuck.
I love that.
Like, would you
Fuck
go
that.
half speed on somebody?
So
if it
before-
Well,
was
he's gonna kill somebody if he doesn't go
Well,
half
like a
speed. He's playing a
Pittsburgh-
contact
Well, this
Yeah,
is no, to
guess
the
what?
largest point. Before we report to training camp, they would have fantasy camp for like Steeler fans, and they would put them through everything we went through in the training camp. And within 2 days, you had dudes who tore ACLs,
Yes.
fucking blow MCLs,
Yeah,
and
it's
all
like,
kinds of tore
congratulations, you
Achilles.
can't go to work for 6 months, bro.
Oh, you ran somebody over in a charity softball.
That did
Yes!
happen.
He called himself a Chevy with no brakes.
I wasn't stopping, bro.
That was second base at Yankee
You
Stadium.
in a second with a head of steam, and you ran over like Angie Martinez.
Yeah.
No, it was my man Nick Stone from Ciroc. He runs Ciroc.
Yes.
No, let's stick with
course.
Andy
Shout
Martinez.
out to
That's always going to morph in Angie Martinez.
But you would have dudes show up to this fantasy camp, like Lars talking about. They were first 3 days they were fucked up. Those who made it, they would kind of like do like a little mock thing, and there would be some dudes who like out the league for like 4 or 5, 6 years, but still had a little name, still had a buzz, and they would go into fantasy camp just laying motherfuckers out. But they loved it. They just like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
got hit by fucking Rod Woodson. This is amazing.
Yeah, I guess,
You know what I
man.
mean?
When I saw James Harrison in here, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
I had to
I mean,
talk to-
I'm used to you at this point. You know what I mean? I see,
Yeah,
and I
he's-
see another person your size. I was like,
But he's scared
Shit.
motherfuckers in the NFL locker room.
yeah.
So that's like.
he was like, yo man, like,
Apple
I like
TVs,
the
though.
1 minute
Apple
man.
He drinks Apple TVs.
Did you hear that story?
Oh, yeah.
He
Why
drinks-
is James Harrison
Large,
in here?
large
we,
take.
we went to lunch with, so it's myself, Willie, James Harrison, and Karen Fian. Right? So there's a,
The big
That's when I
four.
met
The
him,
big
and I remember being like, I've seen videos that start like this.
there's a tab for that on porno. So we sit down,
Lars
Karen
the
didn't
guy in
say
the
a
corner.
word. And me and Willie do some martinis. I think Karen even ordered a drink. James goes, I'll do an apple martini.
Yeah.
But give it to
See,
me in a
but,
regular
like,
no one's
glass.
saying shit
He's
to
like,
him.
give it to me in a
No, I was
regular
calling him a
glass.
bitch, but he was pounding him.
Right.
Well, I mean, first of all, yes, martini just a martini is gonna fuck you up. Second of all,
Not Apple, bro.
James, whatever. I'm just
Antifreeze.
saying,
I
James,
mean, he
James
was like,
Harrison
no
can
one will
drink whatever
know.
the
I'm
fuck
like,
he
James,
wants.
it's fucking antifreeze. Yeah, he can.
That's what
But
I mean.
even him saying he's like, well, like hide it, put it in a
another
regular
glass.
glass.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, if I was James Harrison, I'd be like,
Put the umbrella in it.
Yeah.
Put the fry, and then make it
I
extra
dare
green.
someone to come say something.
Yeah. Tom, you drink like fruity shit like that, right?
Love a good pink drink.
Yeah. Nothing
Yeah. Than a good tasty.
You know
pink
what's
That's
funny?
how you survive.
I'm
Champ right
Tommy
there. Yeah.
and James Harrison probably have the same level of like confidence.
Yeah,
when
we
it
have
comes to that shit.
a
you know?
lot of things in common.
No, I
Like I'm not gonna be ashamed. Like something tastes good, I'm gonna fucking drink it.
No,
I'm with
I
you,
agree.
bro.
I'm not. No,
I
I will
mean,
definitely
yeah.
be ashamed.
Would you see? I wouldn't be ashamed, but I will kind of like. There is a time and a place. You know what I mean? You're not. You say that, but if you went to like a fancy dinner with the right people, in the moment you might just be like, all right, I'll just have like.
I mean, if I ever
scotch
like
or
go
some
on a
shit.
date, I get a pink drink and I explain myself, and it's like a good move.
that's
They're
pretty
like,
smart.
wow,
That's
look at
smart.
you. Like, oh, you're
That
just like
actually is a
owning
move.
that. But like, yeah, if I'm having like a steak dinner with friends, I'll probably get like a bottle of wine or something. But like, I wouldn't be embarrassed to get a pink
If
drink.
I'm
No,
out
I'm
with
with you.
largest Wall Street buddies, I'm not ordering a blue Hawaiian. I'm just like,
Oh,
nah.
I would
You know
love
what
if
I
you
mean?
did, because they wouldn't say shit. But I'm saying, let's say Tommy
But you
went
would,
down.
and you would
I
roast
fucking
my
kill
ass
you,
because
yeah.
of it.
But let's say you're doing a rough and rowdy down in West Virginia, or like, and you go to like a
They
honky tonk
love
bar.
pink drinks
I
down
love
there.
that.
Everybody, you want some more? Here you go. What I like about you guys when you come around, we drink. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you haven't seen nothing.
You guys are
Large was
no,
halfway
this
through
is-
his first before the cameras went
If
live.
they- I'll be in here with my shirt off and my chain swinging.
So we sat down.
Is that what you call that thing? You chain?
I go, Willie, you drink a take? He goes, just gonna have one. I look over, he's polished.
My
up 3
fifth beer,
beers.
actually.
How many do you think you put down beers? If you
Beer
were-
is
if you
like
put your
soda to
mind
me.
to
I
it?
don't really
Like
get
60?
buzzed. I could drink beer. Like me and Lars, we can polish off beer. It's when we get to
But
the
like,
heart.
what's your number?
A number.
Like to get fucked up,
No,
beers.
no, if, like competition. If it was like Large's wings eating, like if it was
He
just
said
like
he
beer
could
for
do
beer.
45 beers.
Yeah, so
last
that's
time.
I could do like.
So like,
45.
the,
40 beers?
No,
I
Over
think
like
that's
3
crazy.
weeks?
I mean, like honestly, when I thought I misheard and I was like, "What the number?" I thought they were gonna say 100.
That
would've made me pause.
If push came to shove, I think I could do 40. So I think Willie can
Yeah.
do
Willie could probably
Give
do
it time.
more.
But no, me and Lars just sit down and
How long of a
fucking.
time?
We,
24 hours.
Oh, 24 hours. If you push
How
yourself
long
in
to- how
24
many
hours.
beers
hours.
I,
to 100.
I could.
How,
Yeah,
I haven't gotten drunk off beer in a long
If
time. I
Lars
don't
was
drink a lot of
cooking
beer
and we
anymore.
just had nothing to do,
Right.
Yeah.
we would drink a city. Like we would fucking drink. Like we could
I mean,
drink.
I remember
How many
the-
beers do you think we take to get drunk? Like one sitting, how many beers, 12-ounce cans of
like
whatever
30,
sponsor?
40, like yeah.
To get drunk?
But yeah,
24th
we
beer,
can-
you're not even a little tipsy?
40 beers.
He has one pink drink. And he's like, "Ooh, take my
Yeah, I'm
keys."
like, oh,
And
boy.
He's got 30 beers
Just to
in him,
get
like,
drunk,
whatever.
40. That's such like a physical undertaking.
Do you know
That many beers.
the urban legend? Well, some people think it's urban legend. I believe it's true. That Wade
Oh,
Boggs
really?
drank 64 beers on a cross-country flight.
Yeah.
Totally believe that.
So you could you do 64 in like 6 hours?
Bro, that Pittsburgh, West Virginia, Ohio, that shit right there, that's beer drinking. Like
Yeah.
that's serious. That's
I
not
love
like
that.
Those
this
people
is
don't fuck around.
this is like brushing our teeth. Down
Yeah,
there, they
yeah.
wake up like when during St. Patty's Day, cakes and eggs.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers would
Right.
go
I remember
black
the first
out
time-
before 12 noon. Like they drink.
Right.
Fights had said to me one of the first times I did your podcast. Fights like, no, show me anything. I'm born into it. And then we showed that video of the girl drinking the donkey semen. And then you ran out and said, "Girl," but truly there are drinkers who are just born into it. And so you hit a wall like after like 20 or 25
Yeah,
drinks.
sure.
And you
Talking
feel
about
like
the
you can go
comedy
forever. yeah. So I think it's one of those things where Willie's like that. And I try to keep up, you know, and
You
but
do a
the
good
best,
job.
the
He
best
does-
example
does a
is when
great
we had
job.
that one guy who paid $12,000 to have
Oh
dinner
my-
with us.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And he flew all the way up from North Carolina, and paid $12,000 into to save every dog in New York City.
Right.
For this.
Right.
And then he came up, flew up, got himself an apartment, and he sat down. He started drinking martinis with us. I was 3 in, Willie was 5 or 6 in, and we sat down. We started drinking wine and a couple of beers, and
This
next thing you
motherfucker went
know,
home.
Willie turns around and talks to Phil Sims, who's in the table next to us, and the guy
Fuck
throws
Phil
up on the table.
Oh.
So I call.
Swear to God,
But
real
then tell
story.
him what happened
And
after
then I
that.
call Annie. I said, Annie, this thing just went south.
Big time.
So she fucking shows up like a Duke boy. Willie wraps the guy in a tablecloth.
Get the
As
fuck
we're
out.
carrying him into the car, he pisses
This is
himself.
one of these stories.
Yeah.
This is one of the
Yeah.
urban legends. I don't believe it.
I'll tell you what, it's
It's real.
documented. Willie's got a fucking cowboy. No, he's got his hat on, like a fedora on. I got something weird on. I'm rocking a thick rope. We go up to Annie pulls up in the car. Willie, as he's putting him in, he pisses himself. We
It's like
pull
a
up,
dead body, like a mob thing.
Absolutely.
Willie's got him over the
Yeah.
thing. He's
Yeah.
wrapped in
we
carpet.
get out. Willie puts him back over his fucking shoulder. And I'm guiding Willie through a hotel that's hosting an Hasidic Jewish wedding. There's a bunch of Hasidic Jews
Yes.
who come out and they're like, "What's going on?" Willie's like, "That Bruno Mars concert got wild." We throw the guy down onto his bed. I get we throw with a Barstool breakfast sweatshirt and a couple bottles of
Branding.
water.
Gotta have branding.
And then I go and I tell people to give him a wake-up call the next day, which he didn't make. And we haven't heard from the guy since.
Hey, you know what
Is
we
he
did?
alive?
He actually
Do we make sure he's alive?
he called up
He
the
called,
restaurant and he offered to make a donation. He offered to have the place cleaned.
Yeah.
And then he offered to make a donation to my friend. It's Arturo's. Oh, Arturo's. You know Arturo's very well.
Oh, yeah.
So Mario, the guy who takes
That makes it
care
a
of
little
us.
better that you can at least be like.
And by
you
the
know.
way, Mario put up a menu that
Oh my
would make
God.
fucking
Yes.
Paul
Yes.
Sorvino cry.
Right.
Like, and we didn't
Yes.
even get to the pasta. We didn't get to the fucking pasta. So after we dropped this piss-soaked, vomit-soaked guy in his bed, me and Willie come back. We drank a Magnum of wine.
So that was the
drank
appetizers.
more. Yeah.
That was the fucking pregame,
yeah,
man.
it was fucking
Yeah, you
great.
guys are a weird ebony and ivory match made in heaven.
I tell you all the time, you never fucking leave me. I don't
The
care.
amount of things that needed to break, like the way that when you retired and decided to get into media, when you decided to get out of Wall Street into
Yeah.
this and
You'd
email
ask me
me
for
and da. But if you had started like a year after him or vice versa, like you probably wouldn't have linked up.
What
And now
about
you guys
Francis?
are a married couple.
Yeah.
He goes away on his honeymoon, so Francis books 10 stand-up comedians. Maybe 6 show up. So I do the 4 days that the comedians didn't
Yep.
show up.
Right.
I mean, Francis hit it off so well. It's the only reason that he asked Willie, hey, why don't you give this kid a shot, kid? And then so
False
Willie,
advertising.
Francis was quick to take a week off as soon as Willie got back.
I'm
No big
sure.
deal. And so then
Wally
that was
Pitt,
the
bro.
reason
Yeah,
that it
Wally
happened.
Pitt.
And
But you're
then
right, it's
to
like
think that it originally was supposed to be you and JSB, and now it's
Don't even get me
you know,
going.
She fucking wanted to do a Friday shot every Friday at the show,
Remember
and
that?
him and Francis crushed her for it.
No,
I'd come in,
I did.
No, you did. You did.
Absolutely.
Who would do that?
Willie
Yeah,
was
a
like
radio show
half-assed
to do.
into it. He was like, I don't know about this.
Well, Francis would come in all the time and be like, Francis.
Yo, when you guys started doing Gentleman's Friday and he was trying to like keep up with that shit,
was
you
awesome.
Bro.
He just get
laughed
laughed
out.
at.
yeah.
It
You
was
would
awesome.
too, though.
But you were, yeah.
Figment.
I'd come into work and they'd be hanging over at the old office by the bar, and Francis would be like holding himself
Yes,
up like
yeah.
at 11, like
He's like,
I
I
don't
just
know what's
want
going on.
I just want to get some publicity to be a stand-up comedian. And I'm drinking with these
I'm trying to sell out clubs. I'm not trying to
I'm
beat
going to
on
be
the
at the
floor.
Chuckle Hut in Cincinnati next Tuesday.
Have you seen alternate side parking Thursdays?
Yes,
It's pretty
I love
good.
it.
I mean,
pretty
that
good.
is
Yeah,
one
it's
of the
funny.
funniest fucking things on Instagram. If you haven't seen Francis, he goes out. It's a very New York City thing, but the way he does it, anybody can enjoy it. Where you have to move your car for the street sweeper, and it sounds
He kills
not
it.
that
He does a great
entertaining, but
job.
it really is. It's like a weird urban mating call ritual type of thing that we do. It's very
He
funny.
called in last day of our show.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah,
he
yeah.
called in and was probably spent 20 minutes on the phone. And, he couldn't help but think that at the very base of it, when he first started, it was Willie was the physical anomaly.
Yep.
And then it was him and JSB, and even the people in the booth were regular. Patty is regular.
Regular
He's got,
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, it was Willie and me
Yeah.
inside the booth drinking and eating, and he was just so
Singing.
disgusted.
He was disgusted looking at
He
me.
treated it like a
In the
night.
morning.
He honestly treated it like a night in lockup. Like, it was just like the worst day of every
And
time.
also keep in mind the old studio, you guys would come in and you would be sitting a foot
Right.
and a half away from each other.
Oh, you guys look ridiculous.
It would just be Willie, Large, and Francis just
My-
this look of disgust.
My
on his
favorite
face.
show is when we fucking hotboxed that bitch.
Oh my
I
God.
hated that.
Any-
I was
anytime-
paranoid after.
anytime
Eric is
anybody
walking around
smoked in
him like
that thing-
stones.
And
trying to
fucking
figure out-
Rhea walked in, and I was like, "You want smoke?" She was like, "Yeah."
Absolutely.
And Lauren, I
Rhea
looked at-
smokes like you drink, bro.
Right,
She'll
but I
put
didn't.
down
Like, I
10,
knew she
11
smoked,
blunts.
but I didn't know she smoked. And we were talking. I looked at Large, who was live on there. I was like, "It's your shit now. I'm gone." And he was just like, "Live."
Yeah,
I
so it was
was
like we're
done.
back from break. 5, 4, 3. And Willie's obviously the first seat. He's the host.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. And they're all fucking eyes low. I'm like, welcome back. I'm so nervous.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Zah's been hotboxing the booth for a year straight. It's old hat for him. Just kidding.
And yeah, so then Zah and Jet Ski joined the crew. What, like a year later? Like
I
a
tell you
year?
what, Ski grew up literally right before our eyes.
Yeah.
Like it was weird. Like
Dude,
we,
you know what he did his first day here? You know about the nap?
Yeah.
No, I
You
don't
know
know.
His
Why,
first
dude?
fucking like day or first week in the old office, he went down into like a side room that nobody used. He just laid on the floor and went to sleep. And Nate came in like the fucking sheriff.
That's
Like,
peak
who's
dog.
fucking not working on my time, not my company. But it
Peak
was kind of
dog, I
like,
love it.
yo,
Oh, yeah.
dude, like what's going on? And to his credit, he was like, had a big night. Like, I needed a nap. And I remember being like, well, this is
Russell's
not gonna work.
adjustable, yeah.
And then he just like buttoned it down, buttoned it up, and started going hard.
I watched him just grow up, man. He's I mean,
Dude, he also puts out fucking bangers. I'm like
Yeah.
the biggest jet ski fan of the world.
You are.
All
He's
these songs, I'm like, if this was like, I don't know, fucking.
If you didn't know him, you'd
some
still
name that I
bump it.
don't even
Yeah.
know from the industry now,
He's
it would be
doing
like huge hits.
Honey is
It's
just
Hashtag
great
Honey is
fun
so
song.
good.
Yeah.
He's DJing Rough and Rowdy tonight to an empty stadium.
Dude, really? I would just play all my own songs.
Yeah, he's I was like, play your own shit.
That's my
Yeah.
favorite thing at Rough and Rowdy is. Has anyone here been to a live Rough and Rowdy?
Yeah.
I did the color.
Mentally 3 with you.
No, well, the Super Bowl doesn't really. I think of a real.
It's when Chris,
I did it in
Chris,
different,
DJ,
though.
or no,
Well-
Office Manager Brett used to DJ.
That was-
And it was his
Because that's what I mean. Like,
Super Bowl.
I went to like Dante.
No pun intended.
You know what I mean? I haven't
Okay.
gotten like a West Virginia cobble it together type of.
So yeah, Office Manager Brett with DJ, and he had a Spotify playlist, Rough and Rowdy, and he was locked in. And then just Chris, who's like the head of Rough and Rowdy, he just goes, "Let's go!" The entire night. He just yells, "Let's go, let's
Fight,
go!" into
fight,
the microphone.
fight.
Fight! But Office Manager Brett in that DJ seat was a sight to behold. Like it was his Super Bowl.
You could see it during the live streams. Sometimes,
Yeah.
like, he'd be sitting next to Dave or, like, the announcing booth.
And
And you, like, a
this
song
next
come on,
song's
he'd be
gonna
like,
kill.
Oh, yeah. This shit slaps.
With the floppy
His
hair.
his
Oh, yeah.
new thing, podcast that he like works with, whatever now, blocked me on Twitter for a little while.
Really?
It was weird. I remember I saw him,
You get
and I kind
blocked
of
a lot?
followed the clicks, and I was like, oh, this is his podcast. I was like, I'll follow it. And then I saw like I couldn't see their tweets or whatever, so I click on it. It's like, now I'm not blocked. I think I figured it out, but for a second I was like,
Weird.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Rough and Rowdy tonight. Official predictions. You got a little boxing experience yourself, right? Back in
Yeah,
the day?
I think the weigh-in scared me because that
He
kid
looks
is
so
so
big.
much.
But
First of all,
Billy has the height. Like he didn't
Billy
get dwarfed
is-
by height. He got.
he's very
Mike
small.
Tyson was fucking
Like Billy was.
what, 5'11"?
Yeah,
and he was
no,
a monster.
and I get that, but Billy Football and Mike Tyson don't have many parallels.
No, I was just saying like the height thing really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Reach?
But
You
you know,
think
like
reach matters in Rough Rowdy?
when we spoke to Billy, he was 10 or 15 pounds heavier than he is going into this ring because the kid worked out like a fiend. So he didn't bulk up, and Jose did. So if he gets past the first round,
But have you seen
he'll
the
do
footage
very
of
well.
Jose fighting Ho Chi Man or
He's
whatever?
slow as
I mean, he
fuck.
looks like.
Very slow, but he's very slow. He's very long. But I think that he could knock the fucking kid out in the first round. That's it,
no,
the first
of
round.
course.
Otherwise, if he gets through the
So
first
that's what I
round,
said.
Billy's gonna be fine.
I think that if he lasts the second round, his agility and his stamina will work. But kind of like what you were saying about football, like you can train and do all the right things. And
get live, boys,
when it's
different.
ding, 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 Billy should just chill and he should dance. But he's gonna run in because your
It's gonna be-
adrenaline's
Oh,
flowing.
I,
You
just-
gotta
I
knock
just-
him out.
I disagree with that strategy.
Didn't you run in?
That's what everyone's. No, the guy ran at me and just socked me in the face, and I was like, "Oh, it's happening." Because people,
No, but I mean,
no,
you
but
gotta be
people
really
say
ready
like
one way or the other.
people say like hang back, which you typically would in a boxing match, hang back and feel them out. But there's not enough time.
Yeah, there's only
Yeah.
3 minutes.
Right.
I mean, if you do that for 20 seconds, I've been talking for 20 seconds. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
But,
like,
but when that's what I think the move is, you gotta do that. Because
I told Billy, I was
if
like,
Jose's
well,
over
like a
here just fucking dancing back and forth for 20 seconds, he's gonna be gassed.
His cardio's
Yeah.
got to be dog
I
shit.
can't believe he showed up.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
can't believe
Jose
it's
Canseco?
oh
happening.
my
money,
God,
bro.
Frank the Tank
Yeah.
it that way in. Oh.
Do you think he really needs that money?
Well, on part of my take, he challenged Dan for a $500,000 bet, and Dan was like, "I'm not doing that." And he's like, "All right, whatever you want, I'll do whatever." I don't think he's got money though.
He doesn't.
I don't think he'd be doing this if he had money.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
Rich
he needs
people don't
cash.
fight.
I don't say. I think that's. I think when you want to be relevant, you do anything for money.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
and
And
that's
I don't
true.
think it's. I don't
Jose
think it's money
Canseco's
for him.
poor in
Yeah.
relevance. I don't think
Also,
it's poor in
but
money.
the
He
era
does,
he played,
yeah.
man, you're not walking away with like lifetime money.
He's been retired for a while.
How that
Right.
how that book money maybe still coming in?
I'm sure a little
How
bit.
did that
but,
never get made into a movie?
But also, so I'm not saying that
For
Jose
real.
Canseco doesn't
Like
make
Juice?
money.
Was never
I'm saying
a movie?
Jose Canseco
That was
spends money.
why I read that
Yeah.
book. That was you could tell it was written by someone who I don't believe English is his first language. I was like, Jose actually wrote
He
this.
said that in his
'cause-
interview too. Dan was like, he's like, did you read your book? And he's like, well, I wrote my book.
Yeah, it's very poorly written.
Yeah. I respect that more than
I
a
remember,
ghostwriter.
I was probably like 08 when it came out, 07, 08.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was far from a literary critic, and I was like, this is not
trash.
good writing.
I,
right here.
I feel like tonight, either way, is going to be a no shit moment.
That's what I said on the
Like,
rundown,
it's either
yeah.
going to be like, of course, Billy Football, who's 30 years younger and like
Yeah.
in way better shape,
good point.
outlasted a 55-year-old. And if Jose Canseco wins, it's going to be, no fucking shit.
207 man
Jose
comment.
Canseco,
Yeah.
a roided up guy,
an elite,
beat it
yeah.
at 22.
I used to love
22-year-old
Jose
guys never
Canseco.
Yeah.
I used to him and Mark McGuire when they were at the A's. I thought they were fucking it, man.
He so on part of my take, Dan asked him. They fought the whole time. Then there was like one legitimate question. He said, when you were on steroids, at like your peak of your steroids, how much better and stronger do you think you were than without him? And he was like, immeasurable. Like,
I believe
can't
it.
even
They were
quantify
awesome.
it. He's like, yeah.
like,
And then
like
he
steroids.
said he believes everyone should do
Steroids
steroids.
and cocaine.
Awesome.
It's fucking awesome. Honestly, yeah.
I thought about that like when I did steroids. It was like within 2 days.
When I did
I
steroids.
could there's a physical change like 2 days. It was
Yeah.
not only like when I touched myself and I just felt like I was made out of stone, but I could do I can't do pull-ups. I've never been able to do pull-ups no matter how much I worked out.
Right.
I took steroids for I took them for longer than that, but like 2 days in, it's like, oh, I just rip out 25 real quick, no problem. It was fucking
Crazy.
It works.
I want to do
it
the
really
HGH.
works.
I said, I don't want to
That's,
do. I don't want to
do
do
them
that won't do
anabolic
nothing to you.
What's that?
That's
I
fine.
want to do
That
them
won't bother
so
you. You'd be
bad.
fine.
Me and
That's
Lil
what I mean.
Sass.
Like a reasonable amount of HGH.
Well,
I'm
you
not
just
trying
like-
to take a shit. I just
yeah.
need to feel. I'm not trying to go pro. I just don't want to feel like a
I
My
just
bad
wanna
skin will look a little bit better, and
I
I'll
just want to
feel.
get cut.
I just want to be sexy. Okay, that's all. I don't-
Imagine
told-
that large comes
I
in
told-
just hulked up.
I told Lars the story. So when I was my second or third year in the league, I played against Bryant Young, who played
Yeah,
at Notre
BYU.
Dame. And at this time, I was with the Steelers, and I was starting, and I was really kind of like getting into my own. And Brian Young, I'm like notoriously known for not wearing socks. I don't like socks. Fuck it, whatever.
When you play?
You don't even work. He
I don't wear
doesn't
socks. I
work
don't
out.
wear socks.
Like you put your bare feet in
Host
cleats?
radio.
I have socks on right now. Fuck it, right. So anyway, going into this game, everybody was like, Willie.
Then listen.
I remember my offensive line coach, at the time, Russ Grimm, he was like, Willie, I'm gonna be honest with you. Russ Grimm is one of the original Hogs, right, from the Redskins, right? Like he's in the Hall of Fame. He's like one of the baddest offensive linemen to ever do it. He was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're going against Brian Young, man. I need you to understand there's football players and there's bad motherfuckers. This guy's a bad motherfucker, right? So I'm like, fuck him. I'm from the Bronx. I'm on that bullshit, right? I'll kill anybody. I'm Scarface all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So fucking playing against him, man. And this motherfucker is the strongest human being I've ever played with. Like I can feel his strength going through my body.
Yeah.
And we're in a fucking dogfight. And Najee Davenport was our running back at the time. And it was like 3rd and 1. And we had a play right now. We had a play called 22 double, which is like the #1 play for the Bucks because BA was out. I think at the time he was out. We'll see. And he was. And so it's pretty much a double team on the front side. We double team the defensive tackle to the backside, front side linebacker. Boom. Only reason you call it off, if the front side linebacker is going to blitz, that means everything's based up on the front side. Football time. So fucking.
That's why I can't do going deep.
So boom. So I'm sitting there. I'm in my stance. Fucking mouth's bloodied. I'm young. I'm like young Willie. Like my dreads are like right here, bro. Like they're not even long.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Zaz.
exactly.
Yeah, twisted
In my
ribs.
fucking stance, I'm in my stance, and I'm fucking like, the play's 22 double, boom, we're gonna run it, we're gonna get to 31, we're gonna win the game over. In my stance, I look at it, I'm like, there's no reason to call off the double team. I'm like, there's no reason. Like this double team, boom, get the first down, we're in it. I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, go off, I got him by myself.
God.
Big Willie nuts, right?
No.
Motherfucker, I'm looking at, getting my stance, I look down. I'm going from like the top of his helmet, looking through his eyes, looking down. This motherfucker has no socks on. I'm like, this is a bad motherfucker. I was like, he's not wearing no socks just like me. And as I go up, I look at him in the eye, bro. He's looking me right in my fucking eyeball. And it was like, hut. Wham! We smashed this bitch. And I remember, dog, I felt like a white light came across my face. And I can remember just holding on, and I swear to God, I couldn't hear anything, and I don't even know we get the first down. All I know from like here down, my body shut down. Thank God Najee was like a 225 back that just plowed through and we ended up getting.
Yeah. I mean.
So
you
end
wanna
of the
be-
fucking game, I'm like, beat the shit, dog time. I'm like, man, I gotta get in the weight room. Like, this motherfucker like 20 years in the league, he just dogged me out there. I'm in the weight room, fucking on the February, just thinking about this motherfucker. Go across the ticker. Bryant Young gets busted for steroids at PED. Crazy.
I have a similar Wall Street story.
You probably do with cocaine. Like, of course he made that fucking much money. He's trading every day.
No
People
socks
on
and
steroids?
cleats
Man, that
is.
is crazy, man.
No step.
Feel a spike on your.
Yeah, I used to wear because I used to like to feel the spikes on my, so I can like grip them and then go.
Savage.
Me and
But I mean,
Willie also.
steroids in baseball is one thing. Steroids in football is just fucking. That's not.
That's
That's
strong.
straight up illegal. You should go to jail for that. You know what I mean?
I feel like just
I
everyone's
was gonna say it's way more.
Well, that's the other
like,
thing.
It just happens.
Yeah, I understand.
I
I'm
love
just
how
saying, like,
every time in football, every time someone fails a test, it's like it was Adderall. And everyone's like, oh, okay, we all do that. Because they just don't have to announce what they failed for, so everyone just says Adderall, and the whole country goes, yeah, no, we're all on it too, so it makes sense.
But I think in contact sports, it's a concealed weapon.
That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
yeah, for sure.
Like, that's the whole deal. Like, even
Everybody
closer to
does it, but
football.
it's we freak out in baseball because of records and shit. We should freak out in football because
like-
you're gonna kill somebody.
Yeah, like UFC, like
right?
yeah,
I mean,
you're
that
hurting
shit
other
is
people.
nuts.
Right.
It's one thing if you're like just it's like the fucking The Rock is probably on all sorts of shit, right?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he's just
Yeah.
like, whatever, look at me. But if you're gonna kill other people,
Yeah, anyway, watch Billy Football tonight. Funny guy.
it was on.
Pumped for the fucking steroids.
They don't piss test, right? It's no piss test.
No. He said
He-
he said on
he admit-
PMT
yeah,
he's
he
on
admits that.
steroids right
I'm on
now.
He's on steroids right
Yes.
now. I love that so much.
know
It
Fly
didn't
does
stop
all
when
that?
he stopped
William
playing. He's
football.
still
This is
on.
like Rocky
still
versus Drago type shit?
Yes, for sure.
I produce superhumans. That's why I want to fuck Madonna.
I had no problems with that content, that comment, by the way.
What?
Like him being like selective breeding. He's like, bitch, no, you're not it. Like
Well,
it's the same
here's the
thing,
thing. If
but
you-
it's the
if you're
same thing Lamar
synthetic
Ball
like
did.
that, like his genes are probably still pretty good, but it's like you were a fucking freak because of steroids. You're not passing that on
But
to
the
your kids.
Ball brothers, Lamar, the father, he was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I fucking married a 6'2" white
Yeah,
bro.
that was dumb. Yeah.
My boy's in the league.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
welcome. Like, he knew what the fuck he was doing.
I don't think it's a coincidence that as LeVar like faded into the background, they are a little more successful. I think like he's being less of a distraction.
You know he played for
But-
the Jets, right?
Yeah, for like a minute, right?
Yeah,
LeVar Ball played for the Giants.
That was
Yeah,
stunning.
yeah.
When I found out he was a pro NFL player, like,
Yeah,
he does
but
not
what did he
talk
play?
at all like he was
Linebacker,
actually
tight
like
ends,
played the
shit
game.
like that.
Which I
Like,
think
he's the
is
ultimate
kinda,
father who like failed at
couple
his dream.
calls.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I think everybody clowned LeVar, and then it's like you look around, it's like he's got like his whole fucking family either in the league or
I'm
playing
so
like
pro
overseas
LeVar.
pro,
Right.
and it's like
Every time you look up, LaMelo is
And he pulled back at the right time. Like,
Yeah,
he was
that's what I'm
on
saying. Now his
season
kids are the
Friday
on the
ointment, like, so
forefront.
everyone kind of got a little bit more of a buzz.
Awesome.
LaMelo's
Yeah.
awesome. Lonzo is not playing very well this year.
But he's in the
I-
league. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like it's like
And
if
he
you have
starts,
3
right?
But he's
kids
like 3
and
Does
years to have
start.
to be in the first overall pick, second overall
I
pick?
spent
or
3
third?
years shitting on LaMelo Ball on the blog, saying how terrible he is.
and now
killing
he's
him.
like,
And now he's the best. I
like
should
a
do a
light-skinned
blog of
reaction.
every
You know,
single
go.
thing. This kid is
But
a joke.
in general, though, you have 3 sons, and almost all of them are playing pro ball and making money. You put out a brand. I mean, it falls flat quick when he sold a bunch of $500 sneakers. Like,
Remember those
I think
things?
LeVar Ball's pretty impressive.
Bro, LeVar Ball made every dad in America check themselves. That's the hidden story. Because I would play whether basketball or football. There was always that fucking Captain America dad who had their son on a super tight regiment, who was just really adamant about them going to the next level.
That's
and
gonna
there
be
was a
the
lot of
opposite.
dad. He forced a lot of dads to look in the mirror, like, are you like LeVar Ball,
Right.
or are you not?
Yeah, I am
and
not.
so I thought it was brilliant. And look at, I mean, it worked out at the end. So.
Yeah, I think if, I don't think Keegan's making it to the league, so
No?
we'll probably just hang back. You know? let Willie and his kid go. Me and Keegan are gonna go like hang out at fucking like Applebee's.
I won't even be the crazy. Real talk, I won't even be the crazy. My
Yeah.
wife. My wife's a fucking nut job.
Yeah. That's
Saints games, she
I
gets
think like
fired the
football
fuck
moms
up.
are like the real driver in the family. I feel like, right?
My wife's a nut job. I told her at games I'm gonna sit on the opposite side of the gym. I'm not sitting next to you.
All right, let's go around real quick because Super Bowl 55 is Sunday. We'll start with you. Large prediction.
I like Mahomes in a blowout.
Blowout.
Yeah.
2 scores. What?
7.5.
Okay.
I'll go Chiefs, but not in a blowout. I think it's close. I also think it's
I don't even have
very
to
like.
fucking. I'm not even gonna ask you.
I got Tampa.
Do you have Tampa with your head, your heart, what?
Brady?
all of
No,
it?
Brady with the ball in his hands. Brady's
It is so hard to
4-0
It is.
against Andy Reid in the playoffs and 2-0 against Mahomes or something like that. He's like 0-4 in the regular season, but playoffs he is Tom Brady. So I like Brady with the
one
ball.
all
in his
sacks
hands.
ball away from never.
He had a
losing
tomato
that
this
game,
week.
too.
Did you hear that?
No, what?
Brady?
Oh, that's
He
it.
ate a tomato.
He ate an
Oh,
heirloom.
it's
It's over for
I don't
him.
know what that
You
means.
got it.
I'm taking Brady.
Really?
I think experiences in a game like that. I think
Well,
you can't beat
Mahomes
it.
just has Super
No,
Bowl
I know, but he's
experience,
got,
too.
Brady's been at 10 of these things.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mahomes
It's
has been at
fucking
2, so I'm taking Brady.
You riding with your boy?
Yeah, I'm going Tampa Bay.
Yeah, for me it's BA, Harold Goodwin, Brian Leffers, my ex-teammate, Antoine Randall, Larry Foote. Those are Steelers. That's Steelers staff. So I'm pulling for them. And why the fuck not? Like, fire the cannons. Son. And plus, I feel bad. Stephen Che can't go. Right? That's like breaking my heart. So I
Yeah.
kind of, if he can't go, you still want to at least bask in the victory.
God,
of it.
if there's
know-
like a JPP interception in the Super
I'm gonna
Bowl, what are we
puke.
gonna see? What are we gonna see?
That is true. I
from
hadn't
that?
thought about a post Tampa Bay win Stephen Che.
Oh.
That'll be
I
that'll be
actually
something.
don't think it's
Disgusting.
going to be that bad
No?
because he's always when the Bucks are 6-10.
He's the
he
same
walks
thing.
around like
Yes.
they're the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
champion.
it's true.
So like
That's
if they
true.
actually are, it won't matter that
I
much.
feel like, much like I didn't want Tommy to achieve his dream, I don't want Stephen Che to achieve his dream.
I wanted for Che, man.
Fuck that. Fuck
Rooting
that.
against Che.
I'm rooting against Che. Like he was like he's like in the losers table with me, and then all of a sudden Tom Brady just handpicks him to go to the party, and I'm just still Steven Glansberg sitting there. Like fuck that. Until I get a fucking Tom Brady, I guess maybe Steve Cohen will be that for me, but until that happens, I'm rooting against everybody. So fuck Tommy and fuck Stephen Che. I can't. The fact that Tommy Smokes is now fucking synonymous with
Stevie
Michael
Cohen
Jordan.
got the same.
And he was saying he doesn't even remember doing that.
That's
That was
bullshit.
just a thing
That's
that happened.
No, I
bullshit. You
swear,
knew
I
exactly
don't
what you
know
did.
what moment it happened. Like when I saw that the Barstool account tweeted that, I was like, I am so glad I did that. I was like, I don't
That was
remember
awesome.
when I did that, but I'm really glad. I
They
did
caught it on camera and everything was perfect.
Yeah.
Stevie Cohen was the Bryant Young of my career.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
so you know, he had a lot of.
You're like, what the fuck? Of
yeah,
course.
He had a lot of
Yeah.
advantages. I don't get into it.
What would you do if you saw Stevie Cohen right now? Like
He
walked-
wouldn't remember me. Like he had 30 guys who would just like me come up to his desk
Steve
every
Cohen
day.
used to just butt fuck
Just
Large.
used to bang me.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
One
I
on
can
the
get
boat.
into it too.
Yeah, you like force you
Yeah.
to take all his orders and shit, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I'd put on like a print, 200,000 shares of something would trade, and it would light him up. Like the guy who traded utilities for him would call him, and he'd be like, "What did you do?" Like, "Oh, I just traded 200,000." He'd be like, "All right." I could have sold. I was like, oh shit, that's tough because I just bought almost all of them. So now I'm long too. I have to sell them. He's like, yeah, but I'll sell you 12.5. I'd be like, wait, what? You want to sell me 12.5 too? Make me even longer? He'd be like, yeah, I missed the print. So I'd buy 12,500 from him when I just printed 200,000, and just so he could make $1 on it.
That's just because he's Steve Cohen and you have to do it.
And I would be like, yeah, okay, I'll do it, just for the order flow.
Right.
And then the stock would go down $1, and then I would actually get his out. And he'd make like $1 on it. He was just so disrespectful. And yet I defended him all throughout this Robinhood thing. Like I'm one of the guys who's
if you have
at
a
the thing.
brain.
Yeah. So he's
my
my Bryant
savior.
Young.
Fuck Trevor Bauer.
I'm scared of that world. In a weird way, I'm almost more scared of that world than that world.
Yeah.
I don't understand a word he said.
Not
Right.
one. I
I
understand
know,
that.
I was trying to pretend
like
like I knew.
offside
Oh,
linebacker, this
yeah.
and that. That's his version. It's like I don't know either of
It's
them.
cover
so.
one.
Yep.
Right? They were in a
One
dime.
safety. There you go.
All right, that's it for us. Big thanks to Fleischman. Once again, you can get the We Do It All For You bundle. You get
Eat
the
the
shampoo
fucking
and
gummies. They're
conditioner.
delicious.
You get the gummies, you get the sea
go-
salt spray,
they
and
go
the
great
paste.
with beer.
Or you can do the Boys of Summer bundle where you just get the style and the gummies. Either way, make sure your hair looks sharp, make sure it grows thick, gets it all delivered right to your door. Go to FleischmanSalon.com. Buy the bundles for 15% off. Use promo code KFC for 20% off. You get like 30-something% off total. Promo code PINTS.
Large has a toast.
Let's do it.
Here's the staying positive while testing negative.
Hey!
Congratulations,
I like
my
it,
man.
I
There
like
you
it, I
go.
like it.
Boom, boom, boom. To Tommy.
It's a Tommy song.
Thanks for watching Friday Night Pints. Make sure you click on the bell icon below to keep up with notifications, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Strong drinks, full pints, can't lose.
Can't lose.